Silviculture of natural and planted forests. Silviculture is the process of controlling the establishment, growth, composition and health of forests, mainly to increase the production of wood or other forest products, but also to improve the social and ecological functions of the forest. It can be applied to both natural and planted forests and is implemented at stand level and not on a broad level like forestry. Typical silvicultural treatment include regeneration, stand tending, thinning, and soil level treatments. Silviculture can have social, economic, and environmental benefits such as improving local capacity to produce indigenous plants and empowering communities, giving them a sense of ownership over forest resources, providing income-generating opportunities through the sale of wood and other forest products, improving ecological functions, and reintroducing plants in disturbed areas. However, indigenous knowledge of silviculture is almost non-existent, probably because they have utilized forest resources for centuries within acceptable limits. Indigenous law can enhance silvicultural approaches through a wealth of information on forest resources use. Rural community members can provide information on various uses of species, including, for example, medicine, food, and construction, and can inform which species to focus on in silviculture efforts. Distribution patterns of species. Elderly community members can provide details on distribution, possible age, and growth characteristics of species in their local areas, and can assist by determining target species for silvicultural interventions. Namibia currently has no focused initiatives in silviculture, and little is known regarding silvicultural management of local forests, with no trees being planted for timber production. This is despite the fact that timber harvesting is depleting the natural stock of timber species. Potential silviculture treatments for Namibia. Because the majority of potential silvicultural treatments might prove challenging under Namibian conditions and with existing capacities, it's important to highlight treatments that can be implemented easily on a local scale and within a semi-arid environment, replicated by individuals and communities at large, including community forests. Soil level treatment using fire. Burning or scarification of controlled patches at the end of the wet season avoids hot fires that would cause extensive damage to vegetation. While species such as kiat naturally require fire to germinate, more frequent fires may lead to seedling mortality and may speed up the loss of soil nutrients. Enrichment planting involves growing seedlings in nurseries and transplanting them in target areas, typically for species with social, economic, and ecological importance when natural regeneration is inadequate. Direct seeding. This is the sowing or broadcasting of selected seeds directly in the target area of revegetation, typically remote areas with poor natural regeneration, and requires interventions such as patch burning to ensure optimal growing conditions as well as cost-effective protection against predation of seeds and seedlings. Stand tending. This includes treatments like thinning, fertilizing, and pruning to maintain a healthy forest and to increase quality and quantity of timber production. Thinning aims to promote survival and growth of valuable trees by harvesting the ones in direct competition. As the Namibian forests are very open, thinning would not be a very intensive operation. Pruning is the removal of side branches from a tree to allow proper growth of the main stem. Trees to be pruned must be valuable timber species, be relatively small, and have straight stems and healthy crowns. Potential challenges in implementing silviculture in Namibia can be of a social and institutional nature, such as the limited in-country capacity to fully implement silviculture and limited facilities to carry out consolidated silvicultural research. This can be improved through hands-on training in silviculture for staff members and local communities, as well as staffing remote research stations of the Directorate of Forestry. Environmental challenges to silviculture implementation include frequent wildfires, inhibiting seedling growth in natural forests, as well as low nutrient levels and water retention capacity of soils, especially in the forest regions of the Northeast. This can be countered by developing adequate fire management plans and the establishment of plantations or woodlots on both small and large scale to allow for controlled management and interventions. Silviculture has the potential to improve indigenous plant production and sustainable forest management, especially within local communities. Although it is a fairly new concept for Namibia, people can be educated about its potential benefits for local communities and the nation at large. This video was produced with the financial support of the European Union. Its contents are the sole responsibility of the HSF and the DRFN and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union.